H2O, when water is in a liquid form, it's in a rajasic form. It's fast moving, it moves quickly. When H2O is in an ice form, it's Tamas guna. It's still, it's cold. When it's in a steam form, it's Sattva guna. It's light, it's airy, right? It evaporates quickly. Um, like I said, one guna is not better than the other one, but all of the yoga text says that yoga is beyond the gunas, that you have to get over the guna. So we get trapped in preferring one guna over the other. So a type A personality is going to be attracted to rajasic kind of class types like vinyasas. And a tamasic person is going to be attracted to class types that are like yin, where you just are restoratives, where you just kind of lay around and not do a lot. The goal of this class is to do each one of those energetics for the equal amount of time so that you balance the gunas, that you don't have a preference or a prejudice against one or the other. And then you kind of realize how that when you go into the act of meditation, that's the closest you can get to yoga, and it kind of evens out those three gunas. So we're going to just start by coming and setting up nice and tall, and close the eyes, and inhale deeply through the nose, fill up everything, and feel how expansive you are, and then exhale everything out through the nose. Just do that again. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Then inhale halfway to a comfortable level and start with a round of Kapalabhati, making short exhales on my clap. The inhales are happening, but they're passive. You're giving more than you're used to receiving. And this is a kriya. This is a cleanse. It is not really a pranayama, but it's considered a rajasic kriya because it's heat building and it's fast. And then start to slow that down and exhale everything out. At the end of the exhale, lift up at the pelvic floor, engaging Mula Bandha. Keep that lift through the whole practice. Connect to your Ujjayi pranayama, your upward victorious breath. And so let's set a metronome for the breath. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale, come onto the hands and knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under, push the seat back onto the heels. Lift the knees up, coming into downward facing dog, and continue to breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. And exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the earth. Inhale, slide forward, Bhujangasana. Exhale, tuck toes under, push the seat to the heels, coming back into downward facing dog. Now you'll use that a good bit today. On your inhale, come forward to a plank again. Exhale the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, cobra, squeeze the legs together. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push the seat back to the heels, downward dog. Good. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Soften the knees. Slowly walk the feet toward the hands. Keep the feet about hips width distance apart. Keep the hands about 6 to 8 inches in front of the feet. Now, if your hands are lifting up and you're only on your fingernails, you're going to take 2 blocks and you're going to put your hands on the blocks. So this is a very prop-heavy class. Don't have propophobia in this class. Props are really good for you. Okay? No propophobia. And let your head be heavy. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. And then step your feet out as wide as your mat. Your heels will be on the mat. Your toes will be on the floor. Come to a squat. Bring the hands together in prayer. You can sit on a block if you need to. Press out with the forearms. Squeeze in with the knees a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then gently place the hands on the floor of blocks. Lift the hips up and then heel toe the feet together till the big toes and heels touch. Then soften the knees. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to a standing position. And from here, everybody come to, I'm trying to get my mic on for a moment. I'm sorry. Come over to the front, come to the front of your mat, standing in Tadasana. We'll practice some sun salutations. This is a much simpler sun salutations than you may do in an open class. On your inhale, bring your hands together in prayer. Extend your arms, Urdhva Hasana. Exhale, fold over your straight legs, Uttanasana. Put your hands on the blocks of the floor. Inhale, soften your knees. Step your right foot back into a long lunge. Exhale, push through your right heel. Inhale, lift your torso up, arms alongside your ears. High lunge, find your balance. Then exhale, hands down to the floor blocks. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. On the inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, the knees, the chest, the chin to the floor. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, seat back onto the heels, lifting the knees up, downward dog. On the inhale, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, push through your left heel. Inhale, lift your torso up, arms alongside your ears, high lunge, find your balance. Exhale, hands down to the floor block, step the left foot next to the right and fold completely over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend your arms, see your prayer. Exhale, folding over your legs again, Uttanasana. Inhale, soften the knees, left foot's gonna step back. Exhale, push through the left heel. Inhale, lift the torso up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, downward dog. On the inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, push through the right heel. Inhale, lift torso up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step right foot next to the left and fold over the legs. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. One more time. On the inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, fold over the legs again, Uttanasana. Inhale, soften knees, left foot steps back. Exhale, push through the right heel. Inhale, lift torso up, arms alongside ears. Exhale, hands down to the earth, step back, downward dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to the heels, lifting the knees up. Inhale, step right foot forward. Exhale, push through left heel. Inhale, lift torso up. Exhale, hands down to the earth, stepping left foot next to the right and folding. Inhale, rise up, extend your arms. Exhale, fold over the legs again, Uttanasana. Inhale, step left foot back. Exhale, push through left heel. Inhale, lift torso up. Exhale, hands down to the earth, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, seat to heels, downward dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, push through right heel. Inhale, lift torso up, high lunge. Exhale, hands down to the floor, right foot next to the left, and fold. Inhale, rise up, extend the arms. Exhale, hands by the side, Tadasana. You should feel a little warmer. On the inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. I'm going to call this different. Soften your knees, Step your left foot back into a long lunge. Now turn your left heel down, line your right heel up with the left. Then come up, warrior one, and stay. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. On the inhale, extend your right leg. Exhale, open the arms and hips up to the left side without moving your feet much. Inhale, reach forward to the right. Right hand on right shin, left arm lifts up. Try not to grab your ankle. You're not going for your ankle. Just go for your shin. Inhale. Exhale, one. Big mistake. Oh, I need to get my ankle. Exhale, two. Inhale. Try to squeeze at the pelvis. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. On the inhale, come all the way up to stand. Then exhale, bend the right knee, warrior two. As you bend the right knee, try to rip the mat apart with your feet. Inhale, pull with both feet away from each other. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. On the inhale, extend your right leg, one breath. Then exhale, rebend your right knee. Put your right hand down inside your right foot. You can use a block, and then lift your left arm straight up into the air. Now move your right shoulder into your right knee and kind of pull the mat apart with your feet. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. That'll help stabilize the hips. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Now on the inhale, place the left hand down. Come back onto the ball of the left foot like you did when you were in a lunge. Your left heel's now off the ground and your hips have squared or closed. On your inhale, lift your torso up. Bring your arms alongside your ears, high lunge. Good. Now exhale, find your balance. Inhale, bring your hands together in prayer heart center and twist deeply over to the right. Get your left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Now inhale, come back to center high lunge. Reach your torso up with control, arms alongside your ears. Then exhale, place your hands on the floor. Frame your foot with the blocks if you can't reach the floor. Then extend your right leg. Move your back foot forward just till your heel's on the ground. Still, you're not on a tightrope. Your hips have closed. Inhale, lift the head and chest, pulling the right hip back. Then exhale, fold. Bring the forehead toward the shin. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. Now, before you lift your head and chest, just check your feet out. Make sure you're not on a tightrope and make sure that your feet are parallel. Lift your head and chest. Bring your left arm in front of your right leg. Put your left hand on a block outside your right foot. Then bring your right hand to your right hip. Pull your right hip back. Then lift your right arm up. Look over your right shoulder. Rotated triangle. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale. Exhale, four. Inhale. Exhale, five. And inhale, place the right hand down. Frame the right foot with both hands. Exhale, bend the right knee. As you bend the right knee, your left heel will lift up and you'll put more weight into your hands and your right foot. Inhale, lift the left foot off the floor, straightening the right leg. Exhale, fold forward, bend your elbows, bring your forehead toward your shin. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Walk your hands forward so your shoulders and your wrist are underneath each other. You're a little more stable now that you've walked your hands forward. Check your left foot out. Dorsal flex your left foot. Point your toes down. Push your heel toward the wall behind you. Then come up onto your fingertips. Notice how that activates your shoulders a little bit. Then see if you can reach your arms back alongside your body. Warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, place the hands on the floor. And then exhale, gently step your left foot next to the right and fold over your legs into a Uttanasana. All right, we'll do the other side. Shift weight into your left foot. Peel your right foot off the floor. Step your right foot back into a long lunge. Now look at your right heel. Turn your right heel down. Line left heel up with the right. Back foot's turned in about a 45-degree angle, so your hips are closed. On the inhale, come up, warrior 1, and stay. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, open the arms and hips up to the right. Notice I didn't move my feet. Inhale, reaching forward to the left. Left hand on the left shin. Right arm reaches up. Triangle Trikonasana. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Breathe deeply. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, lifting all the way up. Arms extend. Exhale, bend the left knee, warrior 2. Try to pull the mat apart with your feet. That's going to stabilize your hips. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, extend the left leg, 1 breath. Exhale, rebend the left knee, left hand inside the left foot on the floor, or a block. Then reach your right arm straight up, extended angle B. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then on the inhale, place the right hand down. Now come onto the ball of your right foot. You just closed your right hip. You turn the hip downward. Lift the torso up. Bring your arms alongside your ears in a high lunge. You're not on a tightrope for this. Then exhale, bring the hands together in prayer, twisting deeply over to the left, the right elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Good. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, bring the torso back to center. Reach the arms up, coming back into a high lunge, finding your stability. Then exhale, place the hands on the floor, frame the left foot. Inhale, extend the left leg. Bump the back foot forward until your heel's on the ground. Here again, not on a tightrope. Right foot not turned out, but parallel. Inhale, lift the head and chest. And exhale, fold forward. Bring the forehead all the way down toward the shin. Inhale. Exhale, keep pulling the hip creases back toward the wall behind you. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Here again, not on a tightrope and back foot not turned out. Bring your right arm in front of your left shin. Put your right hand on a block. Then take your left hand to your left hip. Pull your left hip back. Then lift your left arm up. Look over your left shoulder. Rotated triangle. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. If you're bending the knees, lift the block. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. And on your inhale, gently bring your left hand down. Frame your left foot with both hands. Exhale, bend your left knee. Notice how your fingertips are in line with your toes. On your inhale, lift your right leg up into the air. Then exhale, fold forward over your right leg. On your left leg, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Then inhale, lift the head and chest. Walk your hands or blocks forward so that the hands are underneath your shoulders. You may also find that the weight distribution in your left foot is a little different. Look back at your right toes. Point your toes down, dorsal flex your right foot. Then come up onto your little fingertips, kind of like a cat walks on its nails. Then see if you can reach your arms alongside your body, balancing on your left foot. Warrior 3. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. On the inhale, place the hands down. Exhale, step your right foot next to the left and fold completely over the legs into a Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Extend your arms. Look up at your thumbs. Urdhva And exhale, hands by the side. Tadasana. Good. Is everybody feeling a little warmer now? Just a little. Okay. But that's Rajasic energy. It's heat building. Let's practice one more heat building asana. Take one block, put it off to the side. Take your other block, bring it kind of in the middle of your mat. And then come and stand on the block with your toes kind of off the edge of the block. Okay? If you have big feet, you may have more foot off the block than on the block. I don't know. Then we're going to practice Bakasana. But here the goal is to get your hands on the ground and get your knees into your upper arm bones, okay? You may lift your toes up, you may not. Bring your hands together in prayer. Start to bend your knees and descend down in a squat. Then open up your knees and put your hands on the floor. Walk your hands closer to the block. Lift your hips up a little bit. Squeeze your upper arm bones with your knees. And then bend your elbows, start to tilt forward. As you tilt forward, maybe you can lift your toes off the block, balancing on your hands, or keep your toes on the block. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Good, everybody. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Good to step off the block and come sit down. All right. From here, Everybody, let's take our bolster and put the bolster on the mat, and then come and bring the knees together. And if you still can't sit on the bolster, you're going to put a little blanket there. That's a good way to come. You're going to bring your knees together. So we want knees together in front of the bolster. But the bolster is going to help us keep our ankles apart. And come sit in Virasana. Now, if you want to make this a little easier, or if this is easy for you, because some people like Virasana, then just come down off the bolster if you can sit down in between your ankles. Okay? If you have a Virasana practice, if Virasana is difficult for you, then just stay here. And then from here, close the eyes and just breathe. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Good. Now, from here, take your hands behind you. Start to move your pelvis forward. And this will open up the front of your hip. Then start to see if you can walk your hands back and lay down on your bolster. Now, I'm going to come around because everybody should have a couple of blankets. If you need blankets, I'm going to adjust you with a couple of blankets. And if you're coming in with blankets, what I like to do is I like to put a blanket and another blanket like a staircase. And then start to walk back and see if you can lay on your bolster. I keep the knees together, but yeah, you'll feel the burn in the front of your quads. I think you can do it. Yeah, just bend your elbows. You're there already, and walk your hands toward the center of the room. Just keep going. You'll go. You're there. You're literally there. And now I'm going to come here, and I'm going to give you a little pressure on it right here, just to keep. Just bring your hands to your thighs. You'll go back. Breathe. You're welcome. Breathe. Good. Now, tamasic energy, all of a sudden, you're much more still. You're not moving around as much. Go back one more time. There, you're feel it now on your back. There you go. And this is one of the reasons why I say, when it comes to props, don't have propophobia, because if something like this is hard for you, like Virasana can be really difficult for people, then if you prop yourself out, it's a lot easier. Whereas if you just try to do it without props, it's very, very challenging. Now, we won't stay here forever in this, I promise. Now, for those of you who are reclining, put your hands on your heels. Hold on to your heels and push into the heel of your foot and see if you can lift your shoulders without twisting. Try not to twist, but keep your knees down as you come up. So just push your hands into your heels and lift your shoulders and come straight up. You got it. Push down and lift up. There you go. Lynette, push down. Let's do it let's do it symmetrically. Good for you. Now, a little twist. Bring your left hand to outside of your right leg. Just take your right hand behind you on the bolster. Just twist over to the right. Just give a little twist. And one of the things about these deep back bends is you want to always do a little twist to come out of it. Good. Then come back over to center, and then just twist over to the left. As you twist over to the left, you can put your hand on your bolster and just kind of lift up through your shoulders. Good. And then come back to center and lift the hips, and let's take the bolster out. All right. Now, from here, you're going to take your blanket, one of your blankets. You could have two blankets if you wanted, but one blanket at least. And roll that blanket up like you're going to go camping. Okay? And then place the blanket underneath your pectoral muscle or the breast. You don't want it across the breast. You want it under the rib cage, on your rib cage, okay? So I'm going to take that and I'm going to lay down. So it's kind of propping me up a little bit. I have a little bit of a lift and a support. This is so you don't get tired. That's what this is. And then bend your left knee, reach back with your right hand. Try to keep your left rib cage on the bolster. Try not to twist and roll over to the left. And just gently press straight down on the top of the left foot, coming into what's called half frog. Here again, we're working on the quadricep of the left leg. We're also working on the psoas. And this will just continue to open that up like you did in Virasana. And just continue to breathe. Now we'll stay in some of these Tamasic style asanas, or these yin style asanas, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. And it's okay if you need to adjust anything. I've heard some yin teachers say, oh, don't adjust anything, don't move around. I think that if you need to adjust, or if you're going deeper into it, or you're in a position that you feel like you need to move something around so that it's more sustainable, move something around. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiye Namaha. When I teach this class, I like to play mantras in it, because mantras are sattvic energy. So if we're working toward yoga, you want this time spent in these asanas to be as uplifting as possible. You want it completely positive, pure energy. Gently start to release your left foot, and just make a little pillow with your forearms and rock your hips out. Then switch sides, prop up on your left forearm so you're not collapsing in your chest, and then reach back, grab the right foot as you bend your right knee, and just gently press your right heel toward the outside of your right hip. drive your right hip crease down toward the floor. And here again, you will have a little back bend happening in the upper body because you're propped up on your forearm. And if you need to adjust on this side a little bit after a few moments, move your hand or whatever, that's okay. You can move your hand to kind of get the hand right on the foot so that you're stabilized. And you're administering the right amount of pressure. Just a few more seconds. And slowly release the right foot, let the right leg extend back, and then make a little pillow with your forearms. Bring your forehead to your forearms and just rock your hips out. Now from here, take your hands, lift your chest, come onto your hands and knees, and let's move the blanket out to the side and take our 2 blocks. We're going to keep working with the hip flexors and the front of the quadriceps. So what I'm going to do what's called Setu Bandha Asana. Now, a lot of times people will teach Setu Bandha Asana in a Vinyasa class. What you're taught is Setu Bandha Asana is not Setu Bandha Asana. It's just a shoulder opener, okay? But we like to call it, yoga teachers like to name everything something, and so we're naming it something, right? So what we're going to do here is I'm going to come and lay down on my back. The blocks have 2 heights that are good for this. One, I like the highest height, but you could use that height. And I'm going to lift my hips, and I'm going to bring the blocks underneath my sacrum. And I'm going to get them together so I'm a little more stable than if I was just on one block. You could use one block for this, but it could be a little unstable. And then from here, I'm just going to take a few moments and get used to this. So go on and set yourself up in this half bridge. And like I said, if you need to drop the block to the next level, drop it down to the next level. So walk your feet back, push your feet into the floor, lift your hips up, then slide your blocks underneath the sacrum. And the sacrum is that little triangular bone at the bottom of your spinal column. It's stable, it's flat. You don't want this on a vertebrae. It'll pinch if it's on the vertebrae. So you want it moving down toward your tailbone, right? Now, once you have the blocks underneath the sacrum, you can hold onto your mat for a moment. And I like to do that. I like to give the mat a little tug on either side. And that kind of gives you a little bit of a stability. Now, from here, here's what you're going to, so this is more of a traditional Setubandha asana. Walk your feet together, okay? Now, that way you know where your feet are. Your feet are going to come together, Lynette. Your knees are going to come together. And that way you just feel where your body is, okay? Now, walk both your feet toward the center of the room, away from your hips. So you're extending your legs out. And what's going to happen is as you keep extending your legs out, your inner ankles will move away from each other and you'll come onto the outside of the foot and the baby toe. There'll be an external rotation of the legs as you keep walking out. Good. And then you can just hold on. I like to hold on to the mat. In a full-on Setubandha asana, if it were a Vinyasa class, you would also cross your arms over your chest like King Tut, and then you would puff up your chest and come onto the top of your head and balance on your outside of your foot and your top of your head with no blocks. That's pretty hard. This is the restorative version of Setubandha asana. But it's like terrific for opening up psoas and the quadriceps, the front of the thighs. And it's also really great for people who find themselves kind of always in a anterior pelvic tilt, meaning you're kind of always pushing your hips back and throwing your chest forward. This will help to adjust the pelvic tilt because you're coming into a post-anterior pelvic tilt in this. And our pelvis can lock up. If we're always standing, like a lot of people who stand for work and do work on their feet, they end up standing kind of tilted forward over a desk or something like that. Or and then it's hard to move the shoulders back and move the pelvis forward. So this just gives you that little bit of ability to work on the pelvic tilt. If you want to, from here, you can bring your arms overhead and kind of hold on to opposite elbows behind your head. That's kind of nice too. That gives you a little stretch through the chest and the shoulders. Now, just bring your arms back alongside your body, grab your yoga mat, and then walk your feet back until your feet are flat on the floor. Yeah. Now, lift your hips off of the blocks, remove the blocks out from underneath your hips. I know some people are like going, wow, right? Yeah, I see it. It's like intense. It is. It's a very intense asana. And then lower your hips back down. Now, resist pulling your knees into your chest. Keep your feet flat, but imagine that your belly button is a clock. The bottom of your belly button is 6 o'clock. Try to pull 6 o'clock toward your spine. So suck your belly button in and then lengthen your lower vertebrae on the floor, decompressing the spine instead of going from a deep back bend into a deep forward fold by hugging your knees into your chest. Then windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Yeah, little twisting action. Okay. Now from here, we're going to continue with our little twisting action. So with your feet on the floor, bring both of your knees over to the right. Now, your knees are not stacked on top of each other because I had your feet apart. Now lift your right ankle up and put your right ankle on the outside of your left knee. And then with your right foot, kind of draw your left knee down toward the ground. So you should feel a stretch happening, not through the quadricep, but a little on the outside of the left, front of the left leg. So you're like kind of working a little on the IT band here, okay? So yes, head's still going to stay straight. And if you kind of like have a little bit of, a lot of space, let's just take and give you a little padding. Yeah. Same thing here, Chris. Now this is a little area that a lot of people don't think about working on a lot. But if the hip flexor is tight, you'll also find that this area outside the leg will be super tight. And as you know, as you stay here in this, you'll notice that this is not a spinal twist. You're not really twisting very deeply in the spine. We could bring this foot, bend this knee a little more, and then bring this foot down. There. And you should feel it through here. And notice how these asanas where we're in this yin style, or we're tapping into this kind of still tamasic energy instead of the vinyasa, how it's so incredibly different from practicing a vinyasa practice. When I started practicing yoga, I didn't start practicing yoga till I was 43 years old. And first class I took was a Jiva Mukti Vinyasa class, which was pretty fast-paced, a lot of loud music, and energetic, high energy. So it took me probably another 8 years of practice before I could really appreciate a practice like this. I thought I wasn't getting anything done. I had a lot of rajasic energy, and I just didn't see the value in staying in an asana for that long. Like, why would we stay in it for 3 minutes when we can do this in 5 breaths and get it over with? So I learned a lot about myself through the practice. I learned that I needed to slow down, that I probably should be doing more of these kind of practices than that rigorous, fast-paced vinyasa that I love, because I was attached to a preference. I had a prejudice against something else. And the only way to overcome that was to practice something like this. And what I like is in this class, you're able to like compare the two within 40 minutes. Like, what is the difference between this and that? And, when we talk about diversity is about things being different. diversity means difference. And you have to see the difference, but you have to see it with a really open heart and an open mind, and appreciate how one thing is different from the other. Slowly start to take your right foot off your left knee, put your right foot down, lift your knees up, put your feet down. Yeah, and then switch sides. Take both your knees over to the left, and then once you do that, lift your left foot up, put your left foot on the outside of your right knee or just above on the lower part of your right, outside of your right thigh. And here you'll feel that intense stretch pulling from the outside of your right hip. Need a little padding over there. Take a little padding. You're going to try to keep your shoulder down. Yeah. And here, interesting enough, here you can look straight up at the ceiling. You don't have to look over to a side. Because like I said, you're really working on outside of the hip flexor, not really a spinal twist here. And I also found that as I started practicing these types of practices more over a vinyasa, and each one of us are going to be different because each of us are made up of different proportions of these gunas. So I had more fiery rajasic energy and I needed to cool it off. I found that my meditation was so much better, that I was able to actually start to sit in meditation for 20, 30 minutes. And as I worked with my teacher, Yoga Sri Sudarshan Kanan, I was in meditation with him for like an hour and 35 minutes. And that was like really intense. And at the same time, I was able to stabilize the seat of the meditation. But I had started practicing these more stillness practices. But instead of allowing the energy to become kind of tamasic and just kind of drowsy and dull, you're constantly kind of taking that energy and see how you can redirect it up into a sattvic energy, which is the ideas of meditation, of pranayamas, of higher consciousness. And you actually need the lower two gunas, the rajasic and the tamasic, to understand sattvic. If you don't understand those heat building, cold steel, you're not going to really understand how they're how sattvic is different from the other two, because sattvic can be very easily misunderstood for tamasic. And there's probably a lot of spiritual people who say they're sattvic, but are actually tamasic. They may sit there with their eyes closed, but in their head, there is a whole, Roman orgy happening. As Ram Dass once said. Ram Dass said when he started practicing yoga, that in meditation, he would close his eyes and there was an orgy in his head. And I always like that kind of idea that people practice meditation, they go into some kind of crazy fantasy world in their head. And that's not what you're doing. That's a combination of rajasic and tamasic energy that's holding you back from meditation. And there's a lot of people who they look like they're meditating, but they're probably not really meditating. And slowly let your left foot come off of your right leg. Then place your feet down, lift your knees up. And just windshield wiper your knees back and forth a little bit. That'll feel so good. 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 Now, draw the knees into your chest. Give your knees a hug. And that, now you can really start to feel how that maybe you can even draw your knees closer to your abdomen. If that's always been hard for you, you'll notice that by opening up the front of the hip, even though you are now in a forward fold, but by opening up the front of the hip flexor, maybe knees in your chest is a lot easier. Then a little happy baby, take your knees apart and bring your knees on the outside of your rib cage and hold onto your feet. And happy baby here again, deep hip flexor opener, but a little less of a back bend, more of a forward fold. And bring your knees into your chest, give your knees a little hug. And then that blanket that you rolled up like you were going camping, you can put that underneath your knees, or you can take your bolster and put it underneath your calves. If you want your legs lifted up a little higher, go for the bolster. If you want your legs extended a little more, roll up the blanket and put it underneath your knees. And then come lay down on your back. Now, from here, we're going to start to move out of this rajasic energetic and tamasic energetics. And we're going to move into more sattvic energetic. And sattvic energy, like I said, it's concentration, it's awareness, it's mindfulness, it's meditation, it's pranayama. And we're going to transfer out of this tamasic energy through yoga nidra. Yoga nidra, unlike shavasana, shavasana means corpse, and a corpse is always tamasic. Yoga nidra means yoga sleep. And in this sleep, it really is a way to develop a higher consciousness and more awareness. So close the eyes and start out by consciously placing your body on the ground. Adjust whatever you need to. If your shoulders are hiked up by your ears, try to move your shoulders down. If your hands are, you're holding your hands in front of you, or maybe your legs need to be adjusted because there's pressure in your heel and it doesn't feel good, just move around and find a way of laying down that you feel that you're just floating. And bring your conscious awareness to your toes and tell yourself, toes, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the soles of the feet and tell yourself, soles of the feet, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the ankles and tell yourself, ankles, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the shins and tell yourself, shins, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the calves and tell yourself, calves, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the knees and tell yourself, knees, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the thighs and tell yourself, thighs, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the pelvic floor and tell yourself, pelvic floor, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the hip and tell yourself, hips, relax. Bring conscious awareness to the lower back and allow the lower back to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the abdomen and allow the abdomen to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the chest and allow the chest to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the upper back and allow the upper back to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the fingers and allow the fingers to soften and relax. Bring conscious awareness to the inside of the hands and allow the inside of the hands to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the wrist crease and the wrist and allow the wrist to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the forearms and allow the forearms to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the upper arms, the biceps and the triceps, and allow those muscles to relax. Bring conscious awareness to the shoulders and let the shoulders relax and just move toward the floor underneath you. Bring conscious awareness to the throat and let the muscles of the throat relax. Bring conscious awareness to the jaw and allow the teeth to move away from each other and the jaw muscles to soften. Bring conscious awareness to the tongue inside the mouth and allow the tongue to move away from the roof of the mouth and just float in the cavity of the mouth. Bring conscious awareness to the nostrils and allow the flare of the nostrils to soften and relax. Bring conscious awareness to the eyes and allow the eyes to sink deeper into the skull and relax. Bring conscious awareness to the space in between the eyebrows and let that space expand and relax. Bring conscious awareness to the forehead and let the forehead lengthen and relax. Bring your conscious awareness to the crown of the head and allow the crown of the head to relax and the fissures of the skull to open up. Bring conscious awareness to even the hairs on your head and allow the hairs on the head to relax. Bring conscious awareness from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head and allow your entire body to relax. Gently starts deep in the breath. And by means of the breath, allow the breath to animate the body, making small movements with the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms overhead and stretch the arms and legs in opposite directions. And stretch the right side more than the left side. And stretch the left side more than the right. And then gently draw the knees into your chest and roll over to the right side. And just stay there for a second. And then pressing your left palm into the floor, lift your torso up and come up to a seated position. And you can sit on your bolster, you can sit on your blanket, or you can sit on your blocks, preparing for pranayama and meditation. And like I said, both of these practices are considered sattvic practices. One, the breath is subtle. Also, without the breath, there's no life force. So that's one reason why it's a sattvic practice. The other thing that you have to remember about pranayama is a practice unto itself, that there are people who only practice pranayama to obtain moksha or enlightenment or liberation. Just breath work only. So it's very powerful. We will practice a mudra. So in your left hand, bring your index finger at the base of your thumb. And then bring your middle finger and your ring finger to touch the tip of your thumb. And this is a heart-centered mudra, right? This directly relates to the heart physically and spiritually. Okay, so my index finger, I touch the line at the bottom of my thumb, and then my tip of my thumb touches the middle finger and the ring finger, and my little pinky finger is extended out like I'm drinking a cup of tea in England. Okay, now then you're going to let that hand rest on the thigh. Your right hand, you're going to practice Vishnu mudra. Index finger and middle finger come into the center of the palm. The thumb will close off your right nostril. The ring finger will close off your left nostril, and you will go back and forth like this. So that's Vishnu mudra. When we're done with the pranayama, you can let your right hand float down, and you can come into this heart mudra over on the right side. So that's what you can do. So Vishnu mudra. Now this is going to be a very simple Nadi Shodhana pranayama, but it's going to be same and equal inhales and exhales, but we're going to go from right to left, or left to right. So inhale deeply, exhale everything out. Good. Now close off your right nostril, slowly inhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now slowly exhale through the left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close off the left, open up the right. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now exhale through the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close off the right, open left. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now slowly exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close off the left, open right. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing right, open left. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing the left, opening the right. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing the right inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing the left inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing right inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing left inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close the right inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing left inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last two rounds. Close the right, inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing the left inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing the right inhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Closing left inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then gently let your right hand float down onto your right thigh. Come into the same mudra that is in the left hand, this heart mudra. And this will let your hands balance on your thigh. Close your eyes. Inhale evenly through both nostrils. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now continue those long, deep inhales and those long, deep, relaxed exhales, just like that. Start to draw the senses inward, focusing the mind, letting my voice be the last thing that leaves you. But as you start to focus the mind, you have to have something to focus on, or the mind will race. So as you inhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Shanti. Shanti means peace. And as you exhale, silently chant to yourself the mantra Shanti. And as you inhale, allow the mantra Shanti to match the duration of the inhale. And as you exhale, let the mantra Shanti match the duration of that exhale. Inhaling Shanti. Exhaling Shanti. On your own. Inhale deeply. Exhale everything out. Inhale for the sound of Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing the hands together in undulating mudra, bowing the head slightly to meet the hands. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. May there be peace within myself, peace with those around me, but most of all, universal peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here. And a couple of quick announcements. Yogeshwari is going to be back at the end of November, and we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving morning class together, probably 10 o'clock. And there'll be some like vegan brunch food after class to kind of get your festivities going on that day. A lot of people don't go away for Thanksgiving. You know, there are a lot of people who stay in town for Thanksgiving. So it's nice to have something to do on Thanksgiving. I haven't been home to my parents' home for Thanksgiving in 40 years. Alabama, but like if I went home for Christmas, it was too, right? If I went home, it was too close together. So Thanksgiving's been a holiday I always celebrated with friends for many years. Then don't forget about the teacher training at Omega Institute, July the 28th through August the 25th. You can come to Omega and spend a whole month with myself, Catherine Miranda, and Kate Zeckerly, and do nothing but yoga in the Catskills. Doesn't that sound marvelous? That's right. And then leave your corporate job and become a yoga teacher, like I did. All right. Be love, be vegan, and I will see you soon. And on the bolsters, just put them against the mirror because I got a bunch of them from the other side. I think I got about 4 or 5 of them from the other side I got to take back. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.